Let's be honest here. How much of your profit depends on change orders? You start the job with a lean bid. You know you underpriced it just to land it. But it's okay, right? Because there will be change orders. You add on a few things, shift some scope, pick up a few extras. That's where the money is, right? Maybe. But here's the problem. If you're relying on change orders to make the job profitable, you're playing financial roulette. That's why you need to track your change order ratio, because this number tells you how much your revenue and your survival is coming from work that wasn't in the original scope. And if you're not billing for every one of them, you're working for free and just calling it flexibility. So what is the change order ratio? It's calculated by taking your change order revenue and dividing it by your total revenue. It measures how much of your total revenue came from change orders, add-ons, extras, or modifications after the job was sold. So let's say you had total revenue of $1.2 million. And then of that, change order revenue was $180,000. So you got $180,000 divided by 1.2 million equals a 15% change order ratio. That means 15% of your income came from change orders. Now, if those were billed correctly, priced right, and approved in writing, great. That's margin booster. But if they weren't tracked or weren't billed, that's profit that got billed but never paid. Here's a job site analogy. Imagine running a restaurant that sells burgers at a loss, hoping customers will order fries and dessert to make up for it. That's what relying on change orders looks like. You're underbidding the base job, then hoping to recover with extras. Sometimes it works. Most times it turns into extra work, no extra money, and a whole lot of stress. So what's a healthy change order ratio? There is no magic number, but here's how I'd read it. If you're 0 to 10%, you're estimating jobs accurately. Change orders are supplemental. 11 to 20%, you're picking up margin in the field. Make sure you're documenting it. If you're between 21 to 30%, you might be underbidding to land jobs and leaning on change orders for profit. But if you're over 30%, that's a big red flag. You're depending on change orders to survive. That's risky and unstable. So here's a real contract example. One client of mine had a full gut renovation and about $280,000. But he told me up front, we always get a ton of change orders. That's where we make our money. Sure enough, base contract, $280,000, change orders, $125,000. So total revenue was $405,000. His change order ratio, 30.8%. Sounds okay, right? Here's the catch. $52,000 of that wasn't signed. $16,000 never got paid. $11,000 in change order work got done before pricing was finalized. End result, gross margin took a hit. Cash flow took a beating. Profit was half of what he expected, even with the change orders. So we fixed this. We formalized the change order process. We said no work without a signature. We priced aggressively and transparently. And we also tracked change order revenue by job. So the next job, base contract, $350,000, change orders, $42,000, change order ratio, 10.7%. Gross margin result, up 8 points. Less chaos, more clarity, better cash. So how do you improve your change order ratio and process? Number one, stop depending on change orders for profit. Price the base job to win and win well. Number two, never do change order work without signature. No signature, no work, period. Number three, use a simple written change order form. Don't rely on text messages or he said, she said. Number four, track change order revenue by job. Know how much of each job is extra work and if it's actually making you money. And finally, number five, train your team to flag scope creep early. The sooner you identify extras, the sooner you get paid. So here's the final word. Change orders should be the bonus, not the business model. If your whole margin depends on extras, you're not estimating for profit. You're gambling that clients will bail you out. So ask yourself, am I building profit into my jobs or hoping to patch it in later through change orders? Because if your margins live in change orders, you better bill every one, you better document every one, and you better pray nothing slips through the cracks.